Before I start my speech today, I have a quick test for everyone. It's an easy test. Just look at this picture. Do you see a number? I'm guessing most of you saw the number 74. If you didn't see anything, you might be colorblind. There are about 30 people in this class, and less than half are male. Based on statistics, one of the males in this class is colorblind. And that's me. I'm Avery Bouchard, and I'm colorblind. People are always very interested when they find out that I'm colorblind. They immediately start asking me what color everything is, and it can get quite annoying. I thought you might be interested in learning about colorblindness. During this speech, I will explain what makes someone colorblind, the types of colorblindness, challenges that come along with being colorblind, and ways to manage it. First, let's talk about the science behind it. According to the Eye Institute, there are tiny parts of our eye called photoreceptors. The type of photoreceptor that helps us process colors is called a cone. Each cone collects information about different colors and tells our brain what colors it is. In people who are colorblind, the cones can send the wrong signals to the brain. The type of cone that malfunctions determines the type of colorblindness. There are 3 different types of colorblindness. The most common, which is red-green, and that's what I am. And this happens when the red cone or the green cones, they aren't working correctly. A much less common type is blue-yellow colorblind. And then there's the rarest type, and that is complete colorblindness, where you see no colors at all, just black and white. Now that you know what causes colorblindness and the different types, I'll share a little of my own experience, and I'll explain how to know if you're colorblind. So I found out that I was colorblind when I was about 5 years old, and I was in kindergarten. I was a pretty good student, but suddenly my E's for excellence went to U's for unsatisfactory. We were doing lessons about colors, and I got everything wrong. Luckily, my mom had seen this before, and her brother, my uncle, he is also colorblind. She talked to my teacher and got me tested by the eye doctor to confirm that I was colorblind. Remember the tests we did earlier? That's the kind of test that an eye doctor does to see if you're colorblind. Of course, I couldn't see any of the images in the test, which is pretty confusing for a 5-year-old. You may be wondering what caused my cones to malfunction and make me colorblind. Let's talk about that. According to the website We Are Colorblind, only about 4% of the population is colorblind. Most of the people are males. When a cone malfunctions, it usually is due to a genetic problem that we inherited from our mother. Females can be carriers of the gene, but are very, very uncommon for them to be colorblind. In my case, my great-grandfather passed it down to my grandmother. She passed it to my mom and my uncle, and my mom passed it on to my brother, to me. We are both colorblind. Next, I will talk about how being colorblind can affect the daily life and different ways to manage it. Being colorblind hasn't had a big impact on my life, but it has made me need to adapt in the everyday life. So first, it makes it really hard to pick out clothes. I have to ask my family or my roommates if my clothes match before leaving the house. I usually manage pretty well, but I have put together some pretty bad outfits. Also, cooking and identifying foods can be kind of difficult. I can't tell the color of the meat if it's fully cooked because I can't see gray and pink. They all look the same to me. And lots of recipes describe food by its color, which doesn't really help. Driving can be challenging for some people. I'm able to tell the difference between the red, yellow, and green lights, but some people can't. They adapt by relying on the order of the lights. Finally, There's certain professions that do not accept colorblind people. Like you cannot be a pilot, and there's some military positions that don't accept colorblind people. Even though there are some disadvantages to being colorblind, there are many ways to adapt and manage daily life. Every colorblind person has different ways of dealing with it. I get a lot of help from my friends and family. I know which colors are a problem for me, so I know when to ask. There are even apps on your phone to help you. You can use your camera to take a photo of something and the app will tell you what color it is. Finally, if you have a child that's colorblind and they're quite young, you can just label the colors for them on the clothes. In conclusion, let's review what we learned. Colorblindness is uncommon and occurs more frequently in men than women. It happens when part of our eye, called a cone, sends the wrong signals to the brain. The 3 types of colorblindness is red-green, blue-yellow, and complete colorblindness. There are tests an eye doctor can do to determine if you're colorblind. Finally, being colorblind can create some challenges, but they can be easily overcome by adapting, using technology, and asking for help. I hope my speech today has helped you understand colorblindness a little bit more.